A girl upon the shore did ask a favor of the sea. Return my blue-eyed sailor boy safely back to me. Forgive me if I ask too much, I will not ask for more. But I shall weep until he sleeps safe upon the shore.
Yeah, my name is Tony Doyle. I'm a fisherman here in Baie de Verde. The original descendant came from Ireland in probably in the early 1800s. We've been here ever since, fishing the waters. I fished with my father when I was still in school, and I was probably 12 years old. We fished cod mostly, the whole generation, so well, that's what brought us here with the codfish. Through the 80s, fishing was good. You could land a fair amount of cod, and when I say fish, I'm talking about cod mostly. 1992 came, we saw the signs through the 80s. About 1985, we started to notice that fish was getting smaller, and we had to fish longer and fish more gear to catch the same number of pounds from year to year. So we were telling science that there's something wrong, the fish is getting smaller, there's not a lot of big cod around, and it's in trouble. Politicians, scientists, nobody paid any heed to us. The winter of 91, 92, they sent out the draggers looking for cod, and when they got out there was nothing left. They couldn't find the fish. '92 everyone was just through in a turmoil. I mean, I tell you, the first year like that, there was a shock. Everyone was in shock, right? And, it wasn't good. There was a difficult time. There was a lot of people who, were in financial trouble, and they just had to up and move away. Really changed the community. It threw the community into a turmoil. Like, there's a lot of people just didn't know what to do with themselves and didn't know how to deal with it. I mean, every summer, everyone went to work. There was always work. That all went. There was money. There was, we were, I don't know.
It must have been truly devastating for the community.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I still find it hard to talk about. This place was built on cod. This was built on cod, and the other stuff there wasn't enough there to support it. But then, lo and behold, about 93 or 94, the crab resource started, the shellfish started to improve, and the guys went out and caught the crab, and they had 11,000 pounds that year, and the price was over $2. It was like winning the lottery, right?
I've got a smile on my face and I've got four walls around me.
We started then the process of lobbying government, and talking to DFO officials and politicians, and our union was a big help to us. And we got fishing zones established. We made the commitment. We said, look, give us this zone and it's ours, and we'll look after it, we'll care for it, and keep it sustainable, because that's what we want to do. We want to fish as long as we can on this species of crab. And we put in some different measures to try and sustain it. We put in no fishing zone. Then we got the Marine Institute to do an experiment for us on escape mechanisms, and that's an 8 by 4 inch plastic, hard plastic bar with 2 holes in it, and each hole is just 95 mils, and the small crab can crawl out through that. Yep. We fish just legal size males, biodegradable twine, so that if we lost the pot on the bottom, after 12 months, the twine is deteriorated, and it'll leave a hole there big enough that all the crabs can crawl out of the pot. This is a valuable resource that we have to care for, and sustain as long as we can, because as long as that's a sustainable resource, it's going to sustain us and our communities.
But one of the biggest sort of complaints I've met is a great number of extremely qualified and very expert chefs in Canada is that they're just not like to buy premium product off the boat. It has to go through a processing plant.
Yeah, any product landed to the wharf here in Newfoundland, well then once it's landed it comes under provincial jurisdiction. So they have a regulation that says it has to go through a processing plant before it goes to the customer. This regulation that I can't sell a small amount to you or to some chef who has a restaurant close by and wants the local product, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of good restaurants, high-end restaurants here in Newfoundland now, not only in St. John's but in other communities also, and they're looking for the product.
It's really frustrating, especially when you live here on the ocean. You see all these beautiful products come and go, and a lot of them are heading straight to Japan and other places around the world, and you know, you don't even see them.
Government and some of the processor representatives, they say, well, you know, we have to make sure it's checked because it could be contaminated in some way and all this kind of stuff. But I mean, you know, I'm dealing with a food product.
Yeah.
I handle that as best to my best ability. If I can't eat it, I'm not giving it to somebody else. I'm not selling it to somebody for somebody else to eat.
I take it on myself to make, you know, that commitment to try and again bridge that gap and make those relationships, and just try to educate people the importance of being able to go directly to the source. For a chef, it's, you know, you're only as good as your ingredients, and when the ingredients are beautiful and fresh and right out of the ocean, I mean, you can't beat that.
I feel that now the conversation has started. That's the beginning. It's going to increase and increase, and eventually the public and the local people will start talking about it, and eventually somewhere down the road in a few years' time, politicians is going to have to change that regulation.
We support a lot of great local farmers and growers, and I mean, you know, why shouldn't we have those relationships with fishermen? I mean, it just makes sense.
Hopefully we'll get the regulations changed, the government regulations, so that our tourists and our chefs and our local people can access the wonderful products that we have here.
Yep.
So give a sailor not your heart, lest sorrow you do seek. Let true love not be torn apart by favors from the sea. Now fishermen, they cast their nets like miners pan for gold, and sailors push off from the docks and pray the gales will hold. The sea just sits silently, but sometimes she does more. And someone weeps as her love sleeps, safe upon the shore.
And I say, well, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just got to say, I say, well, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just got to say it's alright. 'Cause it's alright, it's alright. I've got a smile on my face and I've got